What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Happy New Year's to you and yours. It's almost here, about 2 more hours. It will be New Year's Day. Tough loss to them boys, right? Tough loss to them boys, 134-132 in San Antonio. The captain, 29 points, 8 assists. The Deuce was loose tonight. 21 big points for him, 2 assists. Tough loss, man. Listen, this was a game the Knicks had. But the local kid went to St. John's. I watched him play a couple of times. Champagne, he's got a twin brother out there. He got busy, man. 11 for 17 from 3. 36 points. That was all his shots with threes. And he just went berserk in that fourth quarter, went berserk. This was the first game, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Mike Brown dropped the ball, man. I think he dropped the ball big time. And, people are going to say, why weren't they covering them? He was giving them wide open threes. No. You got to know who's out there on the court. I thought Clarkson had a great game offensively, but you got to identify he doesn't play defense. So we don't need offense right now. We need defense. We need someone who's going to defend this guy because that's what's keeping them in the game. That was it. You got to bring Deuce in. He waited too long for that. Too long. He got mad at Kolek one time. He snatched Kolek out because he didn't contest. I'm like, where's Deuce at? Because then you could put Deuce on Fox or put Deuce somebody else. Then you could swing McKell over there to him. Then he puts Deuce in. Then he takes OG out and keeps Clarkson in. I said, what is he doing? I said, Clarkson's got to get out of here, man. He can't play defense. And this is the main thing how you knew he wasn't locked in as a coach tonight. They got an out-of-bounds play. This was maybe 20, I think it was 24 seconds left, right? They made a sub. Clarkson is still in the game. He put Clarkson in instead of McCullough or something like that. You need defense right now, man. Why are you putting Clarkson back in the game? And then he fouled the guy, of course. But I had no idea why he put Clarkson back in the game. It made no sense. It was certain things and I just was like, okay. And then, to me, what broke the back today, and I lost it. I was upstairs. I was upstairs going bananas. How in the heck, I'll say, let's keep it G-rated, was that a foul on Bridges? And that kid is straight pushing Bridges in his back. And all Bridges is doing is backing him up. Bridges is falling out of bounds. How the heck is that a foul on Bridges? Sometimes you don't want to say, these guys are in the point. You don't want to do that. But that made no sense. No sense for that to be called a foul. And all he's doing is pushing Bridges in his back. That's all he was doing. He's pushing Bridges. He's got his forearm in Bridges' back and his neck and pushing him and driving him out of bounds. I said, how is that a foul on Bridges? That makes no sense. That makes no sense about that. And that was the ball game. Those free throws. Because look at the score. And the Knicks were right there. They were only down 1 or down a bucket. They was down 2. Because Cornette hit the free throws. They was down 2. So all you got to do is come down, or they were down 3. I forget. I think they were down 3. But all you got to do is come down and get a bucket. Boom. We right in here. That was an insane call. Insane call. But we wouldn't even be here. If Mike Brown would have made the right choice of bringing Deuce back in. I said, where's Deuce at? He's sitting over there on the bench. I'm like, we got to get Deuce back in the game. Get Clarkson out of here. He can't play defense. What is he doing? He's sitting there standing on the sidelines with his hands in his pocket. I said, what is wrong with this guy? You got to wake up. No. Tony, stop. Tony, how do you keep bringing Towns in? This didn't have nothing to do with Towns. Stop. Towns had 20 and 7 tonight. Oh, what did he do? Listen, we know he's going to have dumb fouls. He didn't have no. What was the foul? The only thing is that he didn't box out Cornette, and Cornette got the rebound. All right, cool. So what? What? He didn't lose us the game. We were smoking these boys out of here. The game was over. We was up by 11. That was it. Then Champagne goes berserk. Why? Why is he going berserk? Why is he going berserk? He's going berserk because you don't have Bridges on him or OG on him. Nobody. We need defense right now. We don't need offense. Why is Clarkson still in the game? That's why we lost. Tony. Okay, Tony. So Tony, that lost us the game, Tony. Tony, we were up by 11, Tony. Him boxing out was the moment. Tony, stop, Tony. Prior to that, we shouldn't even been in that predicament, Tony. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We should not have been in that predicament. We shouldn't. We shouldn't have been in that predicament, Tony. We shouldn't have been. This game was easy. It was easy. You're leaving Champagne open. He had 11 threes. He's never had that many shot threes in his life. You got to make an adjustment. You got to make an adjustment. The adjustment is you got to put a wing out there on him and stop leaving him open. That's what happened. And then momentum comes, and that's it. If you want to say that about Towns, Brunson should have threw the bounce pass. He threw the bounce pass. What's name got the steal, right? I thought it was a kickball, but whatever. Things happen in the game. It doesn't matter. That's not why we lost. We lost because this guy just went berserk, and coach did not make an adjustment to put somebody out there on him. Then he brings Deuce in, and then he puts Bridges on him. I said, yo, where was that like 10 minutes ago? Like why? And then here's the other dynamic too, which you can tell as a coach. Like I'm seeing his limitations. I'm seeing where he kind of got caught up in the moment today. I think he dropped the ball more than the players. You got to pay attention to the temperature of the game. I don't know why. We're not seeing more Diawara. I don't know why we're not seeing more McCullough. These guys are playing well when they were in there. Why? What does he like? See, like this is where he's starting to mess up now, because that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Both guys were coming in there and making impacts, and they don't see no more time. They don't see no more time in that fourth quarter. McCullough only played 8 minutes. Diawara only played 6. McCullough had 8 minutes. The kid had 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He couldn't get more minutes. Diawara, 6 minutes. Ready? 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Yo, my man, OG didn't need to play 34 minutes. Bridges didn't need to play 35 minutes. You got those kids out there on the bench. Play those guys. This is the last game of the road trip, man. What are you doing? Guys, listen. And Tony, I love you, Tony. Big shouts to you, Tony. Happy New Year, my brother. I'm not upset with you. What I'm saying is that this was a bigger problem than that Towns foul. This was bigger than that. Like I felt he dropped the ball big time. The Knicks are up by 11. They're cruising. Wemby goes out. He's got a knee injury. They're cruising. I said it's an easy victory. How is this kid getting off and you not making an adjustment? Coach says because we only have so many minutes. No, coach. Listen, coach. You're wrong here, coach. You can stretch out the minutes in certain aspects of the game, coach, especially in the beginning of the fourth. You didn't need. We were up by 9. You don't need Bridges and OG. You could have put them guys in. Like I'm just being honest with you. There's no coach. Listen, coach. Look, when you see guys are playing well, right? When you see guys are playing well, offense wasn't the problem tonight. When you see guys are playing well, you got to continue to ride off of that because number one, it's the end of the road trip. We're about to have a back-to-back Friday and Saturday. Okay, we're coming back home, right? So why not play those guys? And they're playing really, really well on the road trip. How are they only playing 9 and 6 minutes? Like, what I was about to let one off. Say what the F? I was about to let one off. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Any sense. So there are moments in games where you got to be able to identify certain things and be able to make quick adjustments, right? This is what, see, stuff like this, believe it or not, is what's going to win championships. Little adjustments like that. Those are what the really, really good coaches do. They know how to make quick adjustments like that when they see something going wrong. Certain guys who are unsure of themselves and don't know yet, and are still trying to figure things out, you're going to pause on that. You're going to kind of get caught up in the moment. And it looked like he got caught up in the moment. It looked like he did. Pops Hub, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live. Yo, well, first of all, time out, man. Let me reset the room. I went berserk. I'm frustrated by a loss, but it's okay. Let me reset the room. Let me get back in here. Let me get back in my flow. I apologize, people. Happy New Year's to everybody. Let me go in here. Let me give a shout out to everybody. I apologize. Very rude of me. I went right into attack mode. LV apologizes. Disc Rover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Tony, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. BQ from BK, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. All my guys coming through here, man. Pops HUD, I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. This is what we do after every Knicks game. So please subscribe to the channel, man, so you can get all notifications on all my shows and every time I go live. So please, Pops HUD, subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew, man. It's truly appreciated. Tough loss for them boys in San Antonio, 132 to 134. The deuce is loose, 21 big points and 2 assists tonight. Okay, I apologize. All right, now we back. To me, that's what happened tonight. Because we had them boys. It was one guy. Cassell wasn't even doing nothing tonight. Nothing. We had him in, he wasn't doing nothing. Nobody. It was just him. Fox started coming on towards the end, but it wasn't really, you know what I mean? It wasn't really nothing out of this. It was that guy. That was it. Wemby's going to be Wemby, right? He's an alien. He's bigger than everybody. He's just jumping over people, tipping the ball. He's going to get his. No. We had them boys in a chokehold, man. So, we was up by 19 at one point in tonight's game. This is, once again, I felt this is an easy win for us. And so I watching the game in that fourth quarter, it was those adjustments with Champagne that messed up everything. When you saw he was cooking and going off, he couldn't miss. And he was shooting from the same spot. The same spot. If we're going down here in the court, right? If we're going that way, looking down that way, he's shooting from the left side. He's a right-handed player, so it's easy to come off like that, boom, and follow through. Same way about Brunson goes to the right side, the left-handed guy, it's easy to go through. So he was going to the left side all day. That was much. He done hit all his threes from over there. Coach, you got to make an adjustment, Coach. He's cooking. You got to make an adjustment. I don't care what you got to get these small dudes off him. Take Clarkson's ass, excuse me. Take Clarkson's. See, LV almost let one off. Take Clarkson out of there, man. We're not missing any offense. You bring Deuce back in. Deuce was cooking tonight. Clarkson had his moment offensively, and we love him for that. But we need defense right now. Put Bridges on him. When Bridges went on him, he stopped hitting shots. And then we started tightening up on them. Then Fox started knocking out a couple of runners, but then they wasn't making shots, and that's when we started coming back. Brunson hit the 3, bang. Now it's a ball game, right? That should have been made 5 minutes ago when this guy was cooking like that. That's where he dropped the ball. The way Deuce was shooting, I have no idea why he's sitting on the bench just chilling. Just chilling. Like you're not even paying attention. He's just chilling over there. Where's Deuce at? And you get defense with him. You get shot making and defense. What are you doing? Made no sense. Lionel Modus, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Tough loss to them boys. 134 to 132. The Knicks go now 23-10 on the season. The captain, big time night for him, 29 points, 8 assists. Coach says, Kevin is who should be playing. Yo, Coach. Coach, I like him and Diawara. But what I'm saying is, Coach, there's no way he should be getting 6 minutes, Coach, as well as he's been playing. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. Same thing with Diawara. It made no sense. First off, see, LV's getting frustrated. How does he start off the half and 45 seconds into this, they yank him out? What are we in high school? What is he doing here? See, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. How is he going to learn like that? Huh? See, guys do stuff, and it makes you look at them like, okay, so why did you make that decision? Is someone in his earpiece telling him, yo, I want Diawara out right now. I want Deuce in. Is that what's going on? Because that doesn't make any sense. A guy cannot, Diawara didn't even, he even start sweating yet, and he yanked him out after the start of the first half. The start of the second half, excuse me. Kid only played 6 minutes tonight. Or 9 minutes. And when he was out there, he was getting busy. Yo, it's like, come on, man. It's insane. This Rover says if the Spurs didn't have to fix in this game for them with 40 free throw attempts, agreed, we win. And that's completely disregarding the bum Champagne. Yo, listen. This Rover, well said, sir. I mean, it's insane how many times they got to the line tonight, man. And I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, come on, man. Like, come on. You know, and listen, guys, you know, you don't want to say that. You don't want to be like that guy, but the Knicks only shot 20 free throws tonight. 20, and they got 40 free throws, 40 of them things. And they were 32 for 40 from the line. They only beat us by 2. That's a joke, man. That kid Cam Johnson, he had 9 free throws. Almost had to went to the line 10 times. Like, come on, man. Come on, that's a joke. It's a joke. It's insane, man. That's so criminal, and not for nothing. It needs to be looked at because it's like, come on, like, you know, we get the whole. Give me 1 second, guys. Try to do something really quick. Let me see. Apologize. LV's in the middle of something. I apologize, guys. Give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. Cool. Like it just doesn't make any sense, man. And once again, you don't want to jump off and say the fix is in, like this Grover did, but it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's a joke. They shot 20 more free throws than the Knicks, and you mean to tell me they were more aggressive than the Knicks? No, they weren't. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. No, they weren't, man. Shot 809, man. I appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through, rocking with me and my crew. This is what we do after every Knicks game, so please subscribe to the channel, man. Appreciate you coming through, rocking with us tonight. Okay, he says, Cha says, can't with them all. Credit where it's due. Spurs defense and Julian's threes. Julian's threes, yes. The defense, all right, man. You can give or take, but that we still okay with their defense. We still scored 132 points, so that wasn't really too much defense. I think it was a lack of adjustment towards this guy knocking down threes. Cha. I think that's what it is. When you see a dude is cooking like that, you got to make an adjustment. You can't sit there and just let him continue to keep shooting. And you got and it's not It's not that you're continuing to let him keep shooting. You don't have the right players out there to contest that. So you're going to have to put Deuce out there and make a switch. This is easy. I was screaming for it like with 5 minutes left in the game. Like, yo, where's Deuce at? You're going to have to switch because what he does is he allows Mikal to go over there and get on this kid to where you don't give him no room to get busy like that at all. Oh, Cha, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you doing that, man. Truly, truly appreciate it. Happy New Year's to you, man. Appreciate you subscribing. So that's what you do on that move. And that's where Mike Brown dropped the ball big time. Big time. That's a quick adjustment you make to calm all that down because he was the only one keeping him in the game. The only one. Roland Chestnut, man. I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, Roland Chestnut 9076. But I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew, man. It's truly appreciated. We do this after every Knicks game. Please subscribe and also hit that bell icon, man, to get all notifications for all my shows. Excuse me. Okay, so Roland says OG and Bridges are the reason the Knicks didn't advance to the finals last year. The Knicks will only go as far as those two overpaid forwards will carry them. Interesting. You think they're overpaid? OG Anunoby might make the All-Star game this year, man. I don't think he's overpaid. Bridges is getting exactly what he should get. And he would get the same thing other places as well. He's that good of a player. He's not a bench player. He's a starter. OG Anunoby's not a bench player. He's a starter. And these guys produce at a very high clip. So, and then also too, Roland, I have to correct you. I don't think they were the reason why we didn't advance last year at all. I think the reason why we didn't advance last year is the guy right now. He's out on vacation. He's not coaching anywhere. He's not there. He lost his job. That's the reason why we lost last year. Sorry, just had to correct you, man. But I appreciate you coming through, rocking with us tonight. All right, man. Listen, I went on a tangent. Let me go in the chat. Let me see what everyone's saying. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man, on this New Year's Eve. Hope everyone is going to be safe out there for New Year's. Just be careful out there, man. Be careful out there. Go driving, be safe. You know what I mean? Just be careful out there, man. Be careful out there. This is a tough time for a lot of people, and just be safe out there. But, be responsible and, spend time with the family, man. You know what I'm saying? And do it right, man. But hope everybody's doing good on this New Year's. Okay, let me go up in here. Let me go through the chat really quick. Let me see what everyone's talking about here. Okay. Vox says Clarkson was in the game for no reason. Yeah, that made no sense. That made no sense towards the end of the game. I don't know why he didn't make that adjustment. I don't know why. But that tells me he wasn't really locked in the way he should have been as a coach tonight. Right? Because that one little adjustment, that thing, he put Clarkson back in. I said, why are you doing that? We need defense, man. That kid doesn't play no defense. Why? He's not known for that. Why would you put him in to get a stop right now? That's how I know he was out to lunch. He's ready to go back home. He ain't the coach. He wasn't even paying attention with his hands in his pocket. Just being honest here. Coach says, all these young players playing well tells me we can trade OG, Hart, and Deuce. What? Coach? Wait a minute. Okay. All right, let's go back. Coach. Why would we do that? And please tell me you're playing. Just please, Coach. Please tell me you're playing tonight, man. It's not April Fools. We're not in April yet. Please tell me. Just why, Coach? Why? BQ from BK, yeah, 12. Nah, he had 11 of them things, BQ. He had 11 of them things. OG was terrible and played 34 minutes. That doesn't make sense. I don't think OG was terrible tonight, man. He was finishing strong in that Baja. He had a lot of finishes, man. I mean, he had 9 points. He didn't shoot that well, but I thought he was okay defensively. I thought he was all right defensively. He wasn't getting cooked by anybody. Listen, he had a bad shooting night, but defensively, I thought he was doing good. This one says Cat couldn't rebound tonight. Yeah, he wasn't the best on the glass tonight, man. BQ says he yanked him out the game first. Yo, BQ, that made no sense why he did that. Why did he snatch Diawara out the game like that in the start of the second half? Why did he do that? Like, it's just Tony says, how does Yabusele get more minutes than Diawara? That doesn't make any sense. Agreed. Man, I don't know. You know what I mean? For the first time, I'm gonna say he really dropped the ball tonight, like big time. Because as well as those kids have been playing on a road trip, it didn't make no sense why they shouldn't. They like he didn't need. What I'm saying is that Bridges and all those guys didn't need to play as much as they did. Like they didn't need to. McCullough and those guys were playing well enough to where you can keep them out there. It just didn't make any sense to me at all. Look at Tony. Yeah, Tony, the free throws. This girl mentioned that was insane. Tony, 20 more free throws. They shot 20 more free throws than the Knicks. I mean, come on, man. That's a joke. That's a joke of a stat. And you don't want to. There's no way that's not going to get flagged. I'm sure some of these guys are going to they're going to probably get reeled in and be like, yo, man, this doesn't make any sense. Craig McQueen, 6181, man. I appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, man. But I appreciate you coming through, rocking with me and my crew tonight, man. It's truly appreciated. Eddie Kofi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody, man. Tough one, man. Tough one. Shy says, we need a true big Knicks give up 50 points in the paint. Cat gonna catch up. Yeah, man. We missed Mitch tonight because Cornette was able to he plays bully ball, right? We know how he plays because remember him with the Celtics. He struggles against Mitch, right? So we missed Mitch tonight. So, that played a major part too with second chance points and all that other stuff, right? But guys, with all that being said, the Knicks were still up by 11. And they were up by 19 at some point with them shooting like 20 more free throws than us. And it took like a champagne effort. And for the refs to really, come on, this is a joke of a win for them. I mean, this was insane, like the way the game was called. I'm speaking of just the free throw disparity. It's just insane. And I don't want to hear, anybody talk about, they just were more aggressive than the Knicks. No, they were not. The Knicks were going to the rack just as much. They were going up there getting offensive rebounds. They were jumping over the Knicks' back. They was doing all types of nonsense. They weren't calling anything. Fox is hacking every time you bring the ball down. He's bumping, pushing, grabbing, doing all types of stuff. It got to the point where the ref had to call a foul, and he slapped the ball and called it 10. Yeah, because you fouling, man. All you're doing is hacking. And they had to call something because obviously it's like it's getting out of hand. Because they just let him do it. That was the problem. And then I almost blew a gasket. A couple of times I almost did, but this time really. When Brunson made his move, and Johnson or Thomas, whatever kid, Johnson, I think that's his name, he literally kicked the ball, and they wasn't even going to call it, and she had to run out, the girl ref, or the lady ref, let me say that. The female ref, let me say that too. I apologize. The female ref ran out and kind of had to call it. It took her a while to make that call. Like they was gonna let that rock. And I was like, yo, he kicked the ball. Like, yo, what you guys are out to lunch, man? But you could tell. You could tell. Like it was a crazy game, and it was ill how it was being called and how it was being played, and then the lack of adjustment by the head coach on our end. Crazy game. Crazy game. Now I felt like the Knicks easily should have won. They had them boys, man. It was an easy game. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Tough loss for them boys, 134 to 132. The Deuce was loose, 21 points, 2 assists for Deuce. Hey, Nammer, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Hope all is well with you. Tough loss for them boys, 134 to 132. The captain, 29 points, 8 assists. Eddie Kofi says, when we on the bench, we should have sealed the game. Eddie Kofi, I totally agree. But we were sealing the game, Eddie Kofi. We were. But then it was just but that, once again, as much as I want to get on the refs, as much as I want to, the coach dropped the ball big time tonight, man. Big time. His lack of adjustment on Champagne was insane. And the players are going to try to take responsibility. No. You don't do that. No. It's got to be on him. because you got to know your players, meaning that you know Clarkson's not a good defender. And you got to say to yourself, I got to get OG on him. I got to get Mikal on him because this guy's cooking. I don't care where he's going. He's the only one scoring. And we need somebody for Fox because we can't let Fox go off. Where's Deuce? Let's make a quick adjustment here and let's get this win. Let's seal the deal and go back home. He got caught up in the moment. Because I saw Champagnie knocking down threes, and I'm looking over at the coach as I'm watching the game. I'm like, yo, my man, you got to make a sub. You got to bring Deuce in. He wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing it. Then after Champagnie hit 11 of them things, then he says, yo, like, then he makes the decision. But, big shouts to him, man. He's a local kid, man, from St. John's, man. So it's good to see that he was kind of able to, get out there and kind of, do his thing and stuff, which I thought was awesome. You know what I mean? So that was good to see. Super, super good to see. You know what I mean? And then it was that one play. Remember the one play? It was like 7.3 seconds left, right? I think Brunson got the steal. And he had the three over in the corner. He got the steal over, right? From the guy Johnson. He got the steal. And Brunson made the three in the corner. He made the three in the corner, but he didn't get a foul call or 4-point play. He didn't get nothing. The game was over after that. But still, it's just a little things. You know what I mean? It was just the little things. But but listen, man, look, you're gonna have games like this sometimes, and it happens. I think the biggest thing of all of it, this is the biggest, what can I say? This is the biggest positive that comes out of this. Is that the Knicks didn't get blown out tonight. Like they didn't. Like they looked really, really good. And this without Mitch and without Josh Hart, right? So I felt that this was really, really, really an awesome, showing for them, because I felt like they look like the better team tonight. They just did. And they made some adjustments that, especially throwing the ball ahead, that you could see the Spurs weren't ready for. And even when the Spurs fought their way back, the Knicks were able to get control of the lead, especially going into the fourth with Brunson hitting those threes and bumping us up by 9. Right. So this was a game that I felt, okay, if we could finish the deal and seal the deal, we're able to win this one. And I feel like we basically have been doing that, right, for all of our wins. But it just was insane. And I saw another stat too. It was like the Knicks had 29 fouls tonight. The Spurs only had 16. And they were fouling like crazy, man. The refs weren't calling anything, but it's okay. But I'm not even mad at that. The Deuce not being in when Champagnie was going off is criminal. That's on Mike Brown, big time. And we want to give him credit, which is awesome. But you got to tear into him when he does something like that. And I just feel like that's the reason why we lost tonight. Not so much Champagnie, but the coaching decision to not even make an adjustment with this kid when he was on fire the way he was. Eric Green says, tough loss. We had this game. We missed Mitch. Agreed. Gave up too many open threes. Refs killed us also. Agreed. This Grover says the Spurs are low-key frauds. LV, I'm going to say it. Without Wemby, they'd be lucky to score 90 points in every other game. Agreed. Because Champagnie's not going to do this every game. I mean, he had a big game, of course, playing against his hometown team. He had a good night. But, I felt like we dominated the game tonight. I felt like we did. They had their spurts, but I think we pretty much controlled it with Wemby out there too. With Wemby there, we were up by 19, right? So, they were struggling against us big time. So I'm not afraid of the Spurs. I'm not afraid of anybody. I think we could beat anybody any given time. So I'm not really too worried about this. Eddie Kofi, with Wemby on the bench, we should agreed. I apologize. I said that already. I'll do that. Okay, this Grover says, yeah, we were sealing the game until this. Yeah, man, that was bad, right? That was bad. Right? That's. Listen. I felt the whistle was off big time tonight, right? That call on Mikal Bridges, that shove out of bounds that they called a foul there, that was insane. And that to me was like, all right, we got to do everything in our power to make sure that these guys win tonight. Like it felt like that. And I don't want to do that to these guys because I understand it, but that made no sense for that. That's a no call. Boy, he's putting the prep. Mikal's not what? How is he get? He's shoving Mikal Bridges out of bounds. He fell because Mikal Bridges is falling because you're pushing me. That's why you fell. And the refs call. That's an insane type of call. Insane. Eddie Kofi says maybe an expanded rotation, must be revisited. I agree with that. But Eddie Kofi, that's what we've been talking about. That's what we've been talking about. Made no sense why the young boys only played like, what is it, 6 to 9 minutes tonight from McCullough and Diawara. That made no sense. None. I just was like flabbergasted by that, man. Agree with LV. Deuce in rotation in Mo or Kev to get on Champagne. That's game. That's game. Agreed, man. Agreed. Why do you got Clarkson out there? For what? Yeah, he's scoring. The offense is cool. We're good. And then also, too, all you're doing is substitute another guy that's been on fire and Deuce. Eddie's a better defender. Now you can switch Mikal over there on that kid. Hello? What's this guy out to lunch? And I can tell he wasn't. He's sitting over there with his hands in his pocket doing this. I'm like, yo, my man, wake up, man. Wake up. He was insane. I'm sorry, LV. It's giving facial expressions. But that's what I was looking at. I'm like, yo, my man, wake up, man. What are you doing? Where's Deuce? Insane. Discover Mo has leveled up, but what I really like is Kev's athleticism, especially on defense. Agreed. So it makes no sense why those guys weren't in. Discover Kev defending like he's defending his home. Yo. Well played, sir. Well played. That's well played. This is really, really well done. I gotta give that a star. You get a star right here. That's pretty it's pretty well played, sir. It's well played. Okay, Tony, I understand Hart and Mitch didn't play, but them not playing wasn't a reason why we couldn't win this game tonight. Yes and no, Tony. The glass was big time. The glass was big time. And that's where Mitch comes in, Tony. They wouldn't have got a lot of those second chance points because on certain aspects where Mitch would have been in the game. Right? So that played a major part. We got our rebounded 48-40. We never get out rebounded. Right? So that's huge, man. That's huge, especially with Mitch. No one had double-figure rebounds. Even Cat only had 7 boards tonight. 7. OG had 5. And Mikal had 5. Akporti had 6. You know what I'm saying? So we missed Mitch tonight big time. Big time. Because he would have kept Wemby off that glass. Because remember, Wemby was struggling with Mitch last time. He was having a hard time with Mitch. And so we missed Mitch tonight. You know, but it happens, man. Said Mitch will be back, though. Mitch should be back. Let's see us regroup against the Hawks. Agreed. So question, would you bring back Mitch against the Hawks? Or would you bring back Mitch against the Sixers? Because Embiid is playing really well, man. He had 32 the other night. I'll bring him back against the Sixers, man. I wouldn't bring him back against the Hawks. Because we can kind of move things around. Even though they got Porzingis back, I think they're going to monitor his minutes because he's dealing with that illness stuff. But you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got to see. Discover Coach Brown probably sprinkled a little something extra into the. I don't know, man. Yeah. He looks like he does that too. Discover, right? He looks like he does that. He looks like a catcher, man. He looks like he's a catcher for the Expos. You know what I mean? I'm going back. See if anybody don't know about the Montreal Expos, I'm giving my age. He looks like a catcher for the Expos. Lionel Motors, he did. Lionel Motors, he did. But Lionel Motors, he was doing that for. Remember, he was doing that for the Celtics last year too, man. But when Mitch is in there, Mitch gives him problems. He can't do that against Mitch. Mitch gives him major problems, which Mitch does to everybody. But that changes everything. You know what I mean? So he wouldn't have been able to get to all that extra rebounds and all that stuff. We would have been able to, and that changes the game. Changes the game because then it takes away possessions and it gives us more possessions, right? Especially with Mitch. Okay, Eric Green. Okay, you feel against the Sixers? I agree with that. I agree he should definitely come back against the Sixers. I totally agree with that. I think that's kind of like where he dropped the ball. Excuse me, not dropped the ball. I'm looking at something. I'm sorry, I'm reading something. Yes, I think that would be good, Eric Green, for him to come back against the Sixers. I think that's just a better matchup. I think it's just a better matchup. Hey, I watch this guy, man. I watch this guy that's this writer for the Knicks. He's like low key, like be giving the Knicks jabs. James Edwards, man, he kind of be like low key because remember he used to cover the Pistons, and the Pistons used to stink when he used to cover them, but now he's covering the Knicks, and now the Pistons are good. And I'm like, and I low key, I be hearing him like saying stuff, like he's like I don't know. He praises the Knicks sometimes, but it's like always like underlining jabs too. I be catching them at times. They're always bigging up the Pistons. I be watching them, man. These guys can't. You guys are still people, man. They can't stop their affiliation. I think also too. I think he's from out there too. He kind of low key, low key be hating, and kind of be watching the Sixers with a side eye. He'd be writing for the Knicks, but let me watch the Sixers. Excuse me, watch the Pistons. Let me watch the Pistons. Let me write for the Knicks. Oh, let me type this up. Oh, what's the Pistons doing? I think he'd be kind of like that. I think he wishes he could still cover them because I think he's from out there. I'm sorry, LV went on a tangent. I just saw something that kind of was like, oh, interesting. So, guys, also too, listen. So something interesting came up. Big shout out to Steph Bondy, man. He does great work for the Knicks. I'm sure you guys know who he is. He's a writer for the Knicks. He stated that Mike Brown, right? He stated that where's it at? On December 30th, which was yesterday, he wrote, right? Let me bring it up here. Let me click on this. Let me see if I can click on it. Hold up. I can't. All right, so I'm going to share it with you guys real quick. He wrote that, okay, wait, give me 1 second. I'm trying to share this with you guys really quickly here. Steph Bondy wrote something very interesting. I'm kind of going off a tangent here. Regarding Mitch and, the whole thing with him and his injury and stuff like that. So he says it right here, right? He says it. Make sure I got this queued up for you guys. I don't know if you guys can see that. I apologize, man. I wish I could zoom in. Things acting up. I apologize. I'll read it to you guys. So Steph Bondy writes, big shout out to him. He covers the Knicks for the New York Post. He does really great work. He writes that Mitchell Robinson is listed as out for tomorrow's game versus Spurs, which we knew, right? It'll be his second straight game out. Mike Brown said yesterday it's a load management and Robinson didn't suffer a setback. Earlier, Brown said that medical staff and Mitch's agent, say it again, Mitch's agent are involved in these decisions. Guys, that's ill that your agent is able to dictate to I guess management or to teams if he should play or not. I never knew that happened. I never knew that happens, excuse me, to where your agent tells the team if he should play or not, or is involved in talking about load management for his client. I thought it's strictly the medical staff. Because what is his agent? I mean, his agent's just watching the value of his client go up or go down. So it feels like, LV's just throwing this out there. It seems like that there's some things involved here to monitor Mitch, to make sure he doesn't get hurt so he can get a major payday. Now, once again, I'm not saying that that's what's being said, but that's what it feels like. If your agent is involved in these decisions regarding your load management, why would your agent be involved? The only way, to me, that your agent would be involved is to monitor this, because he doesn't want your value to go down. He wants your value to go up. So he can dictate to medical whether you should play a certain amount of games or not. And that's ill to me, because why would medical or the team even listen to the agent? Because they know what the agent's agenda is. It's to make sure your client doesn't get hurt so you can get paid, and he can get paid, of course, right? So when the teams start listening to agents, and I could be wrong, this could always be going on, but it sounds crazy that a team would listen to an agent tell them or be in conversations with them and the medical staff about whether their client should play or not. I think the doctor knows whether he's ready to go or not, right? I think the doctor knows. That's why you have a medical staff. And if I'm correct, didn't the Knicks medical staff win like staff of the year or something like that a couple of years ago? Didn't they win? So we got the best in the business as far as getting guys ready to play and recovering from injuries. We got the best in the game here. Like, they won the award like a year ago, I think. So why would the agent even be involved in those conversations? I just like to ask questions. That's all. To me, the only reason he will be involved is to make sure that his client gets paid and his client doesn't get hurt, to lower his value on the market, because then he doesn't get paid as the agent. Guys in the chat, let me know if I'm bugging out. Let me know. LV's here. I want to know, am I bugging about that? Let me know in the chat, because it sounds ill that an agent is involved in this. Excuse me, regarding Mitch and whether he plays or not. You saw it. It was straight there from some Steph Bondy, well-respected journalist who covers the Knicks for the New York Post. What do you guys think about that, man? So I don't know. Mike Brown did come out and say Mitch is going to be playing in one of these two games coming up, right? So that's good to hear. But I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Also, too, guys, a good positive here. The Knicks have the same record they did last year after New Year's. They were 23-10. They are 23-10 now. So I think the Knicks are doing pretty good, man. I think we're all in the right direction of pretty much finishing strong this year. And I think we're going to get over the hump. A couple of minor adjustments here, guys, and I think we're fine. I think that those minor adjustments just have to be used or needed. And I think it's just a matter of making sure these young guys are playing, right, to give them more experience, and also to make sure these guys aren't playing overly the minutes that they should be playing. Because to me, this was a perfect night to give those young guys minutes. But let's be honest, Bridges and those guys weren't playing in the 40s, right? They were playing low 30s, mid 30s, which is good, right? Yeah, Bridges only played 35, Cat 33, Brunson 36, OG 34, which is pretty good, right? So, but my thing is that if those guys can kind of bring those down to where Bridges maybe plays 30 minutes, OG plays 32, Brunson plays 30, Cat plays 30, but we still get a win, then that's a positive. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, that's what you want, because Deuce had 26 minutes tonight, which I thought was great. Clarkson had 24, good. Akporti, 14 minutes, which I think was solid. Yabusele had 9, okay. But McCullough only had 8 minutes. Right? So I would love those to kind of be up to maybe like 15. The same thing as Kolick. And Diawara had 6. I would rather him be like in the 16 range or the 17 range. I would like him to play a little bit more with that second unit that comes in after the first quarter with Tyler Kolick and crew. I would like him playing out there with that unit, maybe giving OG Anunoby a rest and having Diawara out there with that unit. You have Cat out there who could score. You're going to have maybe, you always have one or the two out there. So you would have probably Towns out there with Bridges, right? So you could do something like that, but maybe put McCullough at the 2, put Diawara at the 3, put Diawara at the 4, Bridges at the 3, Towns at the 5. I mean, I think that's beautiful. If you don't want to put McCullough in, then cool. You could probably put in Clarkson, or you could put in Deuce out there, keep Deuce out there, put Clarkson over there, and maybe put McCullough over there. Maybe don't bring Diawara out, but it's interchangeable. You could do a lot of different things. But based off of how these guys are playing, man. You know what I mean? And then with 7-minute mark, when you want to bring Brunson back in, that's usually when he comes back in, like the 7-minute mark of the next quarter. And that's when you could probably bring Mikal Bridges back in, or OG Anunoby back in. Right. So to me, this is easy to do. This is an easy adjustment because once again, I said it before and I stressed it last game. You're going to need these guys. Like you're going to really, really need these guys. And the goal of all this, guys, once again, is May and June. So games like this, when these guys can earn experience to where they're playing against a tough team and they're able to really have major impacts, get them out there, man. Get them out there and let them kind of, get a feel for what this type of basketball is like. And you'll probably be surprised at how well they play. And so I thought that was something that really was, Mike Brown really dropped the ball on. I thought he could have easily used those guys in that moment. And it was kind of stinked that he didn't. Tony says, I understand hard. Oh, sorry. You did say that already, Tony. I apologize. Okay, let me get up here. Let me see. Let me see something here. Let me see what this is. Okay. All right, guys. So let me pull up the stats here. Let me pull this up too, because I want to break down this really quickly and how these guys play. Because I told you it was like 30 fouls called on the Knicks, only 17 on the Spurs. This was home cooking, like if there ever was one. Okay, let me pull this up really quickly. Let me share this with you guys. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let me share. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well tonight, man. Getting ready to enjoy your New Year's, man. I hope you guys are looking forward to spending time with your family, doing the right thing, staying out of trouble, of course. LV is, man. I'm chilling, man. See what I'm doing. I'm macking after the game, man. I'm enjoying my New Year's inside the crib. Okay, all right. So you see the stats here. So you see, OG Anunoby didn't have a great night offensively, but I thought he made did some really good things defensively as well. You see the Diawara here, 6 minutes, 6 points, 2 for 5. You see Towns, 20 points, 5 for 10 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, 8 for 8 from free throws. I thought Towns was really passing well at the top of the post. I thought he was really doing good with that as well. But he fouled out tonight. Bridges, 35 minutes, only 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Brunson, 29. I mean, Brunson, he didn't shoot that great tonight either. As you see, he was 10 for 24, 5 for 12 from 3, 4 for 5 free throws, 8 assists. Yabusele, 9 minutes, 2 points, 1 for 1 field goals. And Akporti, 14 minutes, 6 points. But Akporti had 6 boards tonight, which I thought was great, and 1 block. So I thought Akporti gave solid minutes tonight. I loved his activity. And he was actually giving Cornette problems because, once again, he was being active tonight, which Cornette struggles with because Towns is not he can grab rebounds, but he's more of a finesse player. He's not a bully down in that Baja, right? Like Akporti can be, and Mitch definitely is, right? And Cornette struggles with that. And so I thought Akporti had really good minutes against Cornette tonight. As you see right here, Jordan Clarkson, solid night for him. 20 points, 8 for 17 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, man. 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Clarkson, I thought, was solid again tonight. McCullough, I thought he was great in his minutes, but only 8 minutes, right? So you can't really get a really good how can I say, get a good breakdown of really how well he could have played tonight with only 8 minutes. That's not enough time, you know what I mean, for you to really get a good understanding of how much of an impact he could have made tonight if he would have played a little bit more. Deuce was loose tonight, 21 points for him, 7 for 12, 4 for 9 from 3. He was awesome. Tyler Kolek, I thought, was solid too. He had really good passes. He had 6 assists tonight, 3 points. He had that one messed up mistake that he didn't step up on Champagny there, stop ball. And then Mike Brown, of course, yanked him out right there. Mike Brown likes doing that to these young guys. I don't know what his deal is with that, but guys don't learn like that. They got to play through those mistakes. But also, too, during that time, I think it was time for Brunson to come out. But guys, look, Champagny at 26, Fox at 26. That was it. Johnson at 19, but he got a lot of his points on the free throw line, and they were just letting him just push people around, do all types of nonsense. But you see, Castle didn't do nothing tonight. Castle didn't do nothing. He had 5 points. Barnes is garbage. He doesn't do anything. But that was really it. That was really it. And we were winning. But look at the free throws, guys. Everybody was on the free throw line. Barnes was 3 for 4. Champagny 3 for 3. Wemby 9 for 10. Fox 3 for 4. Castle 3 for 6. Even Kolenik, like he's another one. He's like a super hack. He's always in there just throwing his body around, falling all over the place. But Johnson had 9 free throw attempts, man. That's crazy. That makes no sense. And Luke Cornett went to the line at one time. He went 1 for 2, and that's when they called that crazy phantom insane foul on Bridges on Johnson. But that was it, though, guys. That was it. They shot 37% from 3, but they only made 14 threes. Champagny made 11 of them. I mean, that's the ball game. But look at the free throws. That's what kept them in the game, man. That's what kept them in the game. So, you know, once again, we don't want to sit here and say the fix was in. We don't want to do that. But it kind of feels that way, right? It kind of feels that way. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, guys, while I'm here, let's take a look here really quick here at the schedule coming up for the Knicks. Let's kind of go through that really quickly. Starting off the new year, them boys are 23-10, man. So it's really good. So they went 2-1 on this road trip, which was cool. But now they have a back-to-back Friday and Saturday, which is going to be tough, right? You know, and it's funny because they get Philly once again on back-to-back, right? They're just putting Philly in perfect spots to knock us off, right? So this is a tough spot. And then also, too, it's right before we get ready for Monday night. Right before we get ready for Monday night against the big game against, of course, the Pistons right here, right? On Peacock, right? So everyone's going to be watching that because they're going to see who's the best team in the East, blah, blah, blah. So I wonder if Mitch is going to play in that. He should, because he'll have a day off from Philly, right? Then we got the Clippers. But this is a crazy stretch here, guys. I think the Knicks should win a couple of these games, but this is a crazy stretch because this is tricky here on these back-to-back nights, Atlanta and Philly, right? This is crazy. Then you got to get ready for Detroit, right? The Clippers have been playing really well. But then right after that, you go on that West Coast trip, which is you never take this lightly because, you know, traveling like that is a lot of wear and tear on these guys. And they got Phoenix, Portland, Sacramento, and they got Sacramento and Golden State back-to-back. Because remember, the Bay is right next to each other. So Sacramento and Golden State, you know, Sacramento and Oakland, like right next to each other. So that's why they're doing a back-to-back like that. But this is going to be a tough stretch right here for these Knicks. These next 8 games are going to be tough here. And so much like these teams, not so much, but just the travel. You know, that's going to be a lot, especially on the road when you're on the West Coast. So that's a lot of wear and tear. So you got to say exactly. But that's why, believe it or not, you know, that's why I'm stressing these young guys playing because you're going to need these guys to help you pull out wins against some of these teams. Because, you know, the team's going to be tired. Guys are going to be, you know, dragging Brunson and all those guys. So you're going to need your young guys to really step up because we don't know when Shamit's coming back. You know, they say he's day-to-day or week-to-week. I don't know. Who knows? But we got to figure out something. And also, too, guys, do you guys still feel that we should still make a move with this Yabusele deal? Do you think we should do that? And if we do make a move for Yabusele, who should we go get? Do we really pay a lot of money to go get Sadiq Bey because they're going to want that? Or do you kind of take a cheaper route and go maybe with a Precious Achiuwa or someone like that? Like, what else would you guys be willing to do here? Because I do think the Knicks make a move because remember, you know, the trade deadline is February 5th. So I do think the Knicks. I do think we make a move here. But what move? I don't know. Because with the ascension of all these young guys, do you really want to spend a lot of money in draft capital to get a Sadiq Bey that's going to be here for maybe a year or two, a year if that. When you can keep the pick, that protected pick with the Wizards, and also too, you can still because if the Wizards still lose, they keep their pick, but I think you get two second round picks, and the Knicks have been doing great with getting second round picks. Kolek a second round, Diawara was a second round, Deuce was a second round, right? So the Knicks have been doing well. McCullers, I believe, was a second round. Also, the only first round pick that we have was Dadier, but all those other guys are playing well, second round picks. So they're doing a decent job with those guys, but once again, in order to get better and develop, you got to play. And so that's the key. But this is a crazy stretch right here. These next to 8 games right here. This is tricky, man. It's a tricky schedule. So we got to kind of pay attention to see exactly how well we do. Steve, Dallas Cowboys, man. Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. So I guess you like Julian Champagny? He did good tonight, man. Local kid, man. He did good tonight. All right, people. So listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight. Listen, tough loss to them boys, man, down there in San Antonio, right? But we should bounce back Friday against the Hawks, right? So let's do that. I'll be going live after that. So please come through and check it out. All right. Appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button, people, right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through rocking with me, please subscribe to the channel. And also, too, if it's your first time subscribing or coming by or subscribing, whatever, please hit that bell icon to get notifications on all my shows. And also, too, please leave comments because I do respond to comments. All right, people, listen, I'm LV Live, and that's my show. I will be going live Friday after the Hawks game, so please come through and check it out. All right, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace. And Happy New Year, people, to you and yours, man. Take care, everybody.